Lahat ng drama, lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masang Lamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TGON, TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. You are listening to Cool FM. Live from Cool Studios. This is Cool News at 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 6:01 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. Mabuhay, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. I'm Stephen Gasol for Cool News at 6. Two bodies were found around Capas Town and Tarlac City on Saturday, July 6, but police cannot say yet if they were the missing Kapampangan beauty pageant contestant and her Israeli boyfriend. The Tarlac police refused to give details about the remains, including the exact location and how they were found. But the police source told Inquirer on Saturday morning that the dead bodies have yet to be identified. Another source said the police have asked the family members of Geneva Lopez, 27, and Yitzhak Cohen, 37, to help identify the remains. Lopez and Cohen went missing in Tarlac after leaving their residence in Malabañas village, Angeles City, on June 21 to meet a middleman to see a 20.5 hectare agricultural land the former Mucha na Pilipinas Pampanga contestant was buying in Armenia village, Tarlac City. About 10 hours since the couple became unreachable to family via their mobile phones and social media, the silver Nissan Terra they were using was found burning along the Coango Road in Barangay Cristore, Capas. Former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV on Friday filed his second plunder complaint against Rodrigo Duterte for allegedly using his position as mayor and later as president to award public works contracts worth 6.6 billion to unqualified companies owned by Senator Christopher Bongo's father and half-brother. Go, his father Desiderio Lim Go, and his half-brother Alfred Armero Go were also named as Duterte's correspondents in the case filed by Trillanes in the Department of Justice. Duterte and the others were also accused of graft and corruption and culpable violation of the Constitution. Bongo, at 50, has been a close aide of Duterte since the former president was a congressman and later as mayor of Davao City. He served as special assistant to the president from 2016 to 2018. He won his Senate seat in the 2019 midterm polls. Go said that Trillanes' accusation was essentially the same charges hurled against him in the past. Go said in a statement, I categorically deny the allegations against me and former President Rodrigo Duterte. For the record, even before I was born, my family already had a business, he said. What I can assure you is that neither I nor my family benefited from my being a government official. Bongo entered public services in 1998 as executive assistant to Duterte in the House of Representatives. He studied management at De La Salle University and transferred to Ateneo de Davao, where he finished college with degree in marketing. His grandfather, August Tesoro, was very close to Duterte. The grandfather was the son of the man who founded what is now Davao's largest printing press. He was one of the principal sponsors in the wedding of Duterte and his first wife, Elizabeth Zimmerman. There was no immediate comment from Duterte on the complaint filed against him by Trillanes. The former president was Davao mayor from 1988 to 2016, with 3-year gaps from 1998 to 2001, where he served as city's first district representative, and from 2010 to 2013, where he was with his daughter Sara Duterte as vice mayor. Trillanes, citing official records from the Commission on Audit, alleged that from March 2007 to May 2018, CLTG Builders, owned by Go's father, was awarded 125 projects in the Davao region from the Department of Public Works and Highways. A copy of the complaint sent to reporters did not cite specific projects. There has been no response from Trillanes to the inquirer's request for details. Trillanes said some of the projects were under Duterte's Build Centerpiece infrastructure program. According to the commissioned an audit. Records cited in the complaints, CLTG secured 27 projects worth approximately 3.2 billion in 2017 alone. Alfrego Builders and Supply, owned by Ghost half brother, won 59 public works projects from June 2007 to July 2018, amounting 1.74 billion. These also were all DPWH projects in the Davao region. Trillanes pointed out that in 2018, Alfrego won contracts for 23 projects amounting 1.3 billion. CLTG Builders and Alfrego Builders and Supply could not have been awarded the enormous projects were it not for Respondent Bongo and its connection to the seat of power. Respondent Duterte, who is constitutionally responsible for the annual budget proposal, read the complaint. It said in the PCIJ report, Respondent Go clearly took advantage of his public positions as the need and alter ego of Respondent Duterte in cornering illicitly billions upon billions of public infrastructure projects in favor of the unqualified sole proprietorship registered in the names of his father and brother, thus unduly enriching himself and members of his immediate family, and responded Duterte, it said. Trillanes' complaint was based in a part of the 2018 report by the Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism, which first uncovered the infrastructure contracts awarded to both CLTG and Alfrego from 2007 to 2017, 10 years apart. The complaint also cited PCIJ's discovery of the DPWH Bureau of Construction records that showed that as of April 30, 2018, 136 projects bidded out by the DPWH Davao Region Office were unfinished. The complaint said, incidentally, CLTG builders stood out in PCIJ's research before because all of CLTG's builders' joint venture projects with big contractors in 2017 failed to complete projects by the original deadline. Duterte and Go and the senator's father and half brother also were allegedly liable for violating the constitutional provision prohibiting government officials from being involved financially in any government owned or sponsored contracts, particularly with their relatives. Trillanes filed his first plunder complaint in the Office of Ombudsman against Duterte days before the presidential election in 2016, accusing the then Davao mayor of hiring 11,000 Go City Hall employees 2 years earlier. According to a COA report, Davao spent 708 million on the contractual salaries, even if there are no documents to prove that they actually rendered the work. The former senator said that the budget for the ghost employees could have been the source of funds for Duterte's alleged undeclared bank accounts with transactions totaling 2.4 billion from 2006 to 2015 and for at least 40 properties. The former president explained that he had hired 3 times the number of contractual employees in the city to keep it clean, safe, and orderly. The amount cited by the COA was part of city's operational expenses, which he said went to garbage collectors, drivers, and intelligence operatives, he said. In February 2018, the then Solicitor General Jose Calida disclosed that the plunder case filed by Trillanes against Duterte had already been closed and terminated. Coming up on koolNews Prime Time, sorry, koolNews at 6 rather. koolNews at 6. Fernando Amorsolo painting stolen from Silay City Museum. Department of Health mulling health regulations after the mukbang vlogger's death. In the international news, Iran's new President Masoud Pezeshkian, a low-profile alleged moderate. And the updates on the UK elections, Sir Keir Starmer has hailed an election victory for the Labour Party in the 2024 general election. More on this today. And for the entertainment news, Filipina actress Juana Ampil joins the London West End's Phantom of the Opera musical production. When we return, this is koolNews at 6. It is now 6:70 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. Welcome back to Cool News Brand. To Cool News at 6. Oh my goodness. An 88-year-old Fernando Armasola painting has been snatched from the Jofrediana Museum in Silay City, Negros Occidental. Silay Heritage, a group of cultural advocates, has appealed to the public for any information regarding the whereabouts of the painting called Mango Harvesters. The group's July 5 social media post reads, "Please help in the recovery of this important piece of Philippine art. If you have information, please contact the Silay PNP or report to the nearest authorities." The Mango Harvesters painting, which measures 12 by 18 inches, is one of the early works of the national artist in 1936. It was displayed in the Jofrediana Museum, which is a repository of art collected by its late owner-creator, Ramon Jofrediana, and his family. The main attraction of the museum is its second floor, where important works of renowned painters Juan Luna, Felix Resurrection Hidalgo, and Vicente Manansala are featured. The Department of Health said on Friday that it may look into possible regulations to mitigate the health risks associated with eating excessive amounts of food, such as those seen in mukbang videos. The pronouncement was in relation to the death of the Filipino mukbang vlogger Dongs Apatan, who suffered from a stroke leading to his death last month. Mukbang refers to videos featuring a person or host consuming large quantities of food, or commonly known as ASMR or food ASMR. The DOH said that they want to know if the death of the vlogger was indeed due to the actual mukbang. There is a medical way to determine this. In case a connection is found, the DOH will look into what regulations can be implemented to avoid the alleged health risk. In the meantime, Domingo advised the public to eat in moderation and avoid overeating. Let's head over to the international news. Hold on. As Sir Keith Starmer has hailed an election victory for the Labour Party in the 2024 general election. That was the cheer of the public of the, and this is Sir Keith Starmer speaking.
What an amazing reception. We did it! You campaigned for it, you fought for it, you voted for it, and now it has arrived. Change begins now. And it feels good, I have to be honest.
Sir Keith Starmer has hailed an election victory for the Labour Party in the 2024 election after the Conservative Party was demolished across the UK in a brutal defeat, while Reform UK saw a surge. Labour, which has won majority, is on course for a landslide victory. Arriving at Labour's victory rally in central London, the Labour leader began his speech saying, "We did it." He added, "A mandate like this comes with great responsibility, vowing to bring national renewal to Britain." Meanwhile, Britons are being prepared to see a number of driving law changes over the coming years following the landslide victory of Labour in this week's general election. Keir Starmer's dominated the vote, winning 412 seats in a staggering election campaign, which saw the Conservatives lose 250 seats and Rishi Sunak ousted as Prime Minister. With Labour taking control of the parliament in the coming days, motorists will be looking at the party to improve their lives, cut costs, and crack down on schemes that make it more difficult to get behind the wheel. Following the landslide election win, GB News has rounded up on the driving law changes and mooring pledges that could be realized in the near future under the Labour government. Millions of drivers have dealt with expensive petrol and diesel costs in the last 2 years, despite a 5p per liter cut on the rate of fuel duty that has been extended by the Conservative government in successive spring budgets. Keir Starmer spoke to the news outlet about the future of the fuel duty cut and what Labor would do to ease pressure at the pumps for motorists. He told political editor Christopher Hope on fuel duty, obviously we're very sensitive to this because we know how impactful it is. In the other news, Ir- Iran's new president is Masoud Pezeshkian, a low-profile moderate who has pledged to open the Islamic Republic to the world and deliver long-sought freedoms. The Interior Ministry confirmed on Saturday that he won the country's runoff presidential vote. The participation was around 50% in a tight race between Pezeshkian, the sole moderate in the original field of four candidates, and hardline former nuclear negotiator Saeed Jalili, a staunch advocate of deepening ties with Russia and China. Friday's runoff followed a June 28 ballot with historically low turnout when over 60% of Iranian voters abstained from the snap election for a successor to Ibrahim Raisi following his death in a helicopter crash, or, or to be called as the Butcher of Tehran. While the election will have little impact on Islamic Republic's policies, the president is expected to be closely involved in selecting the successor to Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran's 85-year-old supreme leader, who calls all the shots on top matters of the state. Pezeshkian has aligned himself with other moderate reformist figures. His main advocate has been former Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif, who reached Iran's 2015 nuclear deal with world powers that saw sanctions lifted in exchange for the atomic program being drastically curtailed. From making Filipino-inspired donuts in an apartment to opening a brick-and-mortar bakery in the heart of New York, Cora has made a sweep leap to the next level of success. With a rapidly growing fan base, the beloved donut pop-up will soon offer more Filipino-inspired treats at a storefront in Sunnyside, Queens. Kimberly Camara's apartment launched the donut brand since in 2020, and alongside Kevin Borja, has captured the palates of donut lovers with their unique creations. The new 2,100 square foot space will not only provide ample space for dine-ins, but will also offer walk-in patrons the full experience. The new bakery will continue to offer its iconic donuts, including fan favorites ube cream stuffed donut and halo donut dipped in ube glaze. They said our ube cream is cooked down with pounds of grated ube until it's thick, starchy, and dense to emulate the textures of the beloved yam. They said in an Instagram post. A fan commented, "This is the best one." But there's more. Their menu is expanding to feature laminated pastries that blend Cora's signature Filipino flair with flavors showcasing the diverse community of Queens. Among the must-try donuts is the Leche Flan ni Lola, a heirloom recipe from Kamala's late grandmother, boasting a fluffy fried brioche filled with creamy flan. Kamala and Borja envisioned this new bakery as more than just a Filipino donut shop in New York. They see it as a community hub that caters to the needs of the locals. While there were some hiccups along the way, Cora's owners also took their time choosing the right location and ultimately picked Queens, where they already have a loyal following. The owners plan to make the new bakery at 45 to 12 Greenpoint Avenue in Queens, New York, the flagship hub for production, with high hopes for future expansion. Borja stated, we're in it for the longevity of the brand as opposed to a quick strike of virality. There is a Kickstarter site on Kickstarter.com entitled Cora: The Next Chapter. It is starting to help us build a better space to better serve you. Follow us on They also directed the patrons to the Instagram for updates and other ways to support. As of today, July 6, 2024, 25,205 US dollars were pledged for the 125 US dollar goal, or amounting 1,475.60 pesos in the current pledges. 159 backers and 27 days to go before it closes for this amazing donut shop. For the entertainment news, the theater actress and singer Juana Ampil will join the newscast. Will join the new cast of Andrew Lloyd Webber's long-running musical *The Phantom of the Opera* in London's West End. Ampil will take on the role of Carlotta Giudicelli, the prima donna of the opera who despises the lead character Christine Daae, which earns the ire of the titular Phantom. The Phantom of the Opera is a huge tech. The Phantom of the Opera started since the 1980s. Car- she said the Phantom of the Opera is a huge tick off my bucket list. It is one of those shows from my generation that I've always wanted to do. Carlotta Giudicelli is a dream to sing and play. Ampil said on social media confirming her participation. The actress shared she auditioned for the production of a couple of decades ago, but did not make it to the auditions. She added, as devastating as it was, it just wasn't the right time for me then. But now I'm in the 2024 to 2025 Phantom cast. I can't wait to work with these amazing members of the creative and production teams, cast, crew, and theater legends. Another major addition to the West End cast is Dion Crisnell as the Phantom, bouncing from another recent major role as John Valjean in Les Miserables. Other new cast members are Martin Ball as Monsieur Fremin, Helen Hobson as Madame Giry, Millie Lyon as Meg Giry in what will be her West End debut. Staying on are Lily Kernhoas and Evshan Wilson alternating as Christine, Joel Griffiths Brown as Raul, Adam Linstead as Monsieur Andre, and David Christopher Brown as Ubaldo Piangi. The new cast will begin their stint at His Majesty's Theatre on July 29, currently running until March 29 next year. Ampil has taken on coveted lead roles in theater over the year, including Kim in Miss Saigon, Mary Magdalene in Jesus Christ Superstar, and both Fantine and Eponine in Les Miserables. Last year, Ampil became the first woman to portray the engineer in Miss Saigon in the show's 34-year history. When we return for koolNews Prime Time, that is all for this afternoon. It is now 6:30 p.m. The music continues here on Cool FM. koolNews Prime Time will return with Dream Car and other respective news anchors at 9 p.m. exactly. I'm Stephen Liwanag Del Sol, and this has been koolNews Prime Time. koolNews at 6. Oh my goodness. My absolute memory loss on the time frame. The music will still continue here on Cool FM. Mapapakul ka dito! Good afternoon and stay safe.